going to be making a vanilla lemon swirl cake. I'm going to start with a French vanilla, just a plain old vanilla cake mix. And I'm going to add in a package of Jello. This is French vanilla too. And this is the 4.5 cup serving size. So add this in. Just make it according to the package directions. Okay, we're going to do 3 eggs. And I'm using room temperature eggs because I have chickens. So always crack, if you have chickens, always crack your eggs first in a little bowl before you put them all together. Just in the event the eggs aren't good, which that's not happened to us so far. Always tell the difference between really good eggs is the yolk, how dark orange they are. Three eggs. Gonna do the oil. Third a cup of oil. And a cup of water. And I'm using just spring water. And we're going to mix this all together. And I've sprayed a cake pan. And let this mix up until it's all blended together. The beaters. Take our cake pan. I'm using like a long loaf pan for this. And we're just going to pour our batter. I've sprayed this with nonstick spray. I've preheated the oven to 350. You can do this with cupcakes as well. Same recipe. Some people refer to it as a dump type cake, but I've always hated that name or the way they've named that, so but you could use lemon, any kind of pie filling, or curd, like lemon curd. You can use even I've had this one time with orange marmalade, a vanilla cake with orange marmalade. And it's swirled into the cake. It's so good. Okay. Make sure your batter is really even. And then I'm just taking lemon curd. And I'm going to take, you're not going to use this whole 16-ounce can. There's just, or 20-ounce, whatever this is, you're not going to use it all. So what I end up doing is I make a cheesecake or something and put this on top of it, and you can get 2 desserts out of this can. So I'm going to take, let's see if I can move this so you can see it better. Let me see. And that's the oven being ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to drop dollops little spaces apart like that. Maybe a half a teaspoon. Just little dollops. And then I take a regular table knife and I'm going to swirl it. So I just stick it in. I don't touch the bottom, I just swirl it like that. Sometimes I come back and do it this way. That way it's really blended into the batter. Just like that. Okay, we're gonna bake this for 35 minutes. And while we're baking it, I'm gonna do a butter cream cheese frosting. We're gonna make the butter for the cake. Cream cheese frosting. And I've got a stick of butter. I've got about 1/4 of a cup of cream cheese. And I hit it with a little bit of vanilla. And I start with 1/2 cups of powdered sugar. And I just add a little powdered sugar until I get the amount and the consistency I want. That's all I do. And you want to keep it on low until the powdered sugar hits. Otherwise, like just what just happened, just flew out a little bit. But now I'm gonna turn the speed up because we want to get the butter and the cream cheese all incorporated. And I'm using an Irish butter. It just has a lot more milk fat in it than your regular butter you buy at the store. Low, and then not too high, I guess. I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup. So this would be 1.5 cups so far. I'll just start it on slow and then I speed it up. Another 1/2 cup, which would make it 2 cups. And turn it up a notch. And then another notch. Then we're going to lift this up and get all the powdered sugar around the sides. Super easy recipe. I always try to avoid buying the frosting out of the can or the jar or whatever you want to call it, because this is too easy to make. And I know what ingredients are in here. I know it's not preservatives. Okay, this is probably the consistency you want for frosting. So you're able to make a peak like that. I think it needs a little bit more sugar, maybe a half a cup. It's a little buttery, so I'm going to add another half cup. Don't want to lose any of it. So 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to go slow. And all powdered sugar really is granulated sugar that's been ground at a very high speed. So if you put granulated sugar in here, it'd be very gritty. And then to whip it, to really get it fluffed up, you want to turn it on the highest speed of your blender possible. And as you can see, it just expands. It's got a lot of air in it. So once the cake comes out, we're going to cool it for 10 minutes and then we'll use the frosting. If you put it on center, there's butter in this. It's just going to melt, completely melt into the cake, and we don't want that. So we'll come back and we're going to start frosting it. Put some of the frosting on. I usually just put frosting on the top because I like the sides with no frosting, but certainly this is enough frosting where you could slide it all the way down the sides. I don't have a really good plate to put this on. But this frosting is so buttery and so sweet that if you put too much, it's just not as good. It's just too rich to eat, you know? Anyway, that is our vanilla lemon swirl cake. I'm gonna dish it up. So we'll be back in just a second.